Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Thursday morning. It's January 25th, and we'll just do a couple updates here this morning. I come at you from a different perspective today. I feel like sometimes my videos look like I'm talking down to you for some reason, and I just certainly don't want that perspective. So today I've got you stuck up on my screens, and just try to give a different look to the tube today. Let's see a couple of car updates. If you watch Street Speed 717, Mike's video, when he gets, I don't know, 3-4 minutes into it, as he pans into InChain Designs parking lot, he comments about the ZL1, 1LE, and the Viper, and those are both ours, so I thought that was kind of funny. So for the car side of this channel, we're going to switch a little bit. It's time to get the maintenance done. So you're going to see me doing things like, if you didn't think what was happening was boring already, it's going to get worse. So I've got to do oil and filter changes on pretty much all the vehicles, the Mustang, the Hellcat, the Trackhawk. Those are the three I need to get done, right away. I want to get ready, for race season, so I'll be checking the Viper brakes and stuff like that as we get back from Motorama next month. So buying things like inside, car covers for when they're inside the garage. I just like to keep the garage dust and dirt off of them. So we'll just be doing minor things like that over the next few weeks. Hopefully the deems a couple weeks out. I haven't had any updates or confirmations of that, so I don't know if we should use the no news is good news, or I just can't tell. So poking Dodge does no good, so I'm not going to do that. So that's really it. So filter changes, some covers, get the TV mounted in the garage, basic stuff like that. So I think I'm going to try and go down here in the wonderful People's Republic of Maryland. We have what we call lovingly the VEIP program, the Vehicle Emission Inspection Program. We have to go down and they check your emissions, not by checking your emissions, but by plugging it into the port and checking it electronically, and then charging you, I don't know, it's $100 a year or something. These are 2-year certs. It's just a way for the government to take money from you. We'll see. But I got to get the 2007 Mustang, the Shelby GT500 has come up due, so I'll be taking that. So I think what I'll do is take you with me, because it'll be a chance to do some in-car work, show you the Mustang a little bit longer term video, and then show you the wonderful VEIP program as well. So today, on the business side, I want to continue our conversation from yesterday about gaps. And one of the ones that we talked about was we need to, one of the gaps we've got to close is the gap from how somebody thinks they're performing versus how they're performing, or what the expectations are. And somebody wrote me, how do you deal with somebody that when you present what you're expected versus how you're performing, when there's this huge gap? And do they respond almost dead, like defeated, or do they get insanely irate? Insanely irate could lead to termination. It really depends on can you work through it or not. And then I think almost like dead or beaten down or broken really becomes a leadership opportunity for you to, can you lead them back? Do you have the ability to say, we can get where you think you are, there's just some changes we need to make, and let's put concrete steps in place, and can we set a timeline for each, and let's review it in 2 weeks, let's review it in a month, let's review it in 2 months. Let's put you on a staircase to get you out of where you are now and where you wanted to be. And so the overall concept that I'd like to talk to you today about is, I think the concept of an annual review should be taken out back and shot. My mentor, I've talked to you a little bit about my mentors back in early days in the videos, a month and a half ago, but one of mine is Keith Cunningham. He runs keystothevault.com. I spent a couple years with him going to Austin, and one of Keith's critical teachings to me, or just in general, not just to me, but one of the ones I picked up from him was, You know, the concept of meeting somebody once a year to talk about how they're doing is really very unprofessional, very immature, and very unfair to you, your company, and the individual. And so you might do annual salary adjustments, you might do annual bonuses, and maybe you have it on that calendar because you need to do that for your business, or you can't give raises until you see how you perform for the year. But I know here at DHA, anybody who works for me directly meets with me pretty much every 2 weeks. And for my leadership team, one meeting is about money. How are they performing money-wise for the company? Are they meeting their budgets? Are they bringing in the revenue and gross margin they thought we would? And the other is a functional review of how are things going. And at both of those sessions, so twice a month, we really do get a kind of a sync up between what we have as written objectives and goals for them and how are they actually performing. And they actually present how they're performing. I don't. You know, I help set the expectations with them. We put that in writing, and then every 2 weeks they come in and really talk to me about how they're doing. And we make minor course corrections every couple of weeks. And it's very rare we have a major gap situation. It does happen occasionally. We do have to do resets, but it's very rare. And so I just would ask you to try to reset your thinking that if you have somebody who works for you, to kill the idea of I'm going to really talk to you about your value or your performance once a year, and I'm going to turn it into at least monthly or something, so that you know and they know that as you walk down this year, the expectations are clear, and these minor performance checks are keeping them, they're either on track, the gap is closing, or the gap is widening. And you know, that has transformed the culture. I've been doing that now for 3, 4, maybe 5 years, and it's very rare we get gaps like that. You can hear the construction upstairs. I don't know if the mic is picking it up, but that's part of doing these so early. It's about 7 in the morning, and the construction guys are still here for another hour or two. I don't really know what else to talk to you about. So maybe I'll just stop there. We're only at 7 minutes, but I think shorter videos are good from time to time. And so really it's a gap closing thing. It's about how do you do reviews, or do you do them? I mean, that's the other problem I found out in industry is they're sporadic, they're unscheduled. People don't know when they're gonna get your time and attention. They don't really know in writing what your expectations are. And they don't really know what you think of them from day to day, week to week, month to month. So I would just ask you to consider putting some plan in place that shortens up the time between when you meet. And these aren't brush bys, these aren't social events. These are sit down, door closed, attention, no phones in the room. You know, you're looking at the person in the eye and you're having a real conversation. The other iteration I would say is, if you're looking for conflict-free ways to discuss this with people, it's gonna be tough. You know, there are gonna be times when you disagree, or when they realized, you know, one thing was said and another thing's being written. And once you go through that, stay on the other side of it. Keep it written, keep it tight. Keith taught me the phrase, call it tight. And that means when something starts to go wrong, call yourself tight on it, call your employee tight on it, get it addressed, get it documented, and move on from it. And really the phrase I try to use is, hey, from today forward, let's not review history. From today forward, what is our path? What are the milestones? What are the expectations? When are we going to talk next? I mean, date and time. You know, next Monday at 10 a.m., let's revisit this conversation. And then 2 weeks from that Monday at 10 o'clock. And that's the other thing when I talk to you guys about planning your day, or does your day plan you? You know, my leaders know, hey, your slot is Wednesday at 9:30. You know yours is Friday at 8:30. You know yours is Friday at 10. And so there's a consistency. They can plan their life around it. They can plan their client meetings around it. And stability and consistency has been a big theme here for the last couple of years, and it really has transformed our culture. Guys, please ask questions. Please push back. You know, the interaction you provide on this channel is still blowing me away. So thank you very much. Gosh, hear the core drilling. Anyway, guys, have a great Thursday. And I've got my kid is on a mock trial team for his high school, and they've got their first trial tonight, so I doubt I'll do any car content today. So I probably won't talk to you again until tomorrow, so have a great Thursday, everybody. Bye.